Hello and welcome to the world of me and microbes. Me, Ankita Patadia, Assistant Professor in Microbiology Department at LJ Institute of Applied Sciences, LJ Campus, Ahmedabad. And about the microbes, today in this session, we are going to discuss the topic from the microbial metabolism. We will discuss about the role of precursor metabolites, energy-rich compound, and reducing power. So, energy-rich compounds are ATP and other nucleotides, while reducing power about that NAD and NADP. And about the precursor metabolites, different pathway are producing as well as utilizing that precursor metabolites. So let's begin our discussion in detail. The topic is from the syllabus of Gujarat University, BSc Semester 3, Core Course MI 201, that is a Microbial Physiology, and Unit 3, Microbial Nutrition and Introduction to Metabolism. Now, all these three products are catabolic products, means they are the produced during the catabolism. So, we can call it as a catabolite also. The precursor metabolite, energy-rich compounds, and reducing power. All these three are considered as a catabolites. So let's begin our discussion with the precursor metabolites. Various catabolic reactions produce all 12 precursor metabolites. But for the production of all the 12 precursor metabolites, different pathways are required. Metabolic pathways are required. Not a single pathway can produce all 12 precursor metabolites. So combination of the pathway is producing all 12 different precursor metabolites. Minimum 3 pathways are required for the production of 12 metabolites or precursor metabolites. Which 3 pathways? We can see that glycolysis is the major pathway, produce 6 precursor metabolite, while TCA cycle, that is a tricarboxylic acid cycle, or generally we call it as a Krebs cycle, that produce 4 precursor metabolites. And third is a pentose phosphate pathway, that is a triple PPP pathway, that produce 2 precursor metabolites. So total 12 precursor metabolites are produced by all these 3 metabolic pathways. Now let's see which 12 precursor metabolites are there. Here we are having the list of 12 precursor metabolites, their major function in the metabolism, and from where or from which pathway, means the source of that precursor metabolite. Let's begin with the first, that is a glucose 6-phosphate precursor metabolite, which is play important role in nucleotide synthesis, and it is produced by 2 pathways, that is a glycolysis and pentose phosphate pathway. So here we can see that the combination of 2 pathway or 2 different pathway can produce single metabolite. Now second is the fructose 6-phosphate amino acid. So it is a playing important role in the synthesis of microbial cell wall structure. Means cell wall structure required this metabolite, and this metabolite is produced by glycolysis and pentose phosphate pathway. So third is a ribose 5-phosphate, that is a play important role in nucleic acid synthesis and produced by pentose phosphate pathway. The fourth precursor metabolite is erythrose 4-phosphate, that is playing important role in amino acid synthesis and produced by pentose phosphate pathway. Now fifth is a triose phosphate, that play important role in a lipid synthesis. Which lipid? Cell wall lipid, means the lipid which are present in the cell wall, and they are produced by the glycolysis. Now the sixth is 3-phosphoglycerate, that is produced by glycolysis and pentose phosphate pathway and play important role in the amino acid synthesis. So seventh is oxaloacetate, that is also play important role in amino acid synthesis and produced by TCA cycle, means tricarboxylic acid cycle or Krebs cycle. 8 is acetyl coenzyme A. Again, it is a playing important role in the lipid synthesis and produced by TCA cycle. 9 is succinyl coenzyme A, that is produced by the TCA cycle and play or major role in major energy intermediates. 10th is phosphoenol pyruvate, that is playing important role again in amino acid synthesis and produced by glycolysis. 11th is pyruvate, that is the gateway of TCA cycle for the amino acid synthesis and it is produced by glycolysis. And the 12th and the last precursor metabolite is alpha ketoglutarate, that play important role again in amino acid synthesis and produced by TCA cycle. So from this table we can say that all these precursor metabolites are playing role in formation of structural molecule of the cell like amino acid, nucleic acid, cell wall and all these things, and produced by listed 3 pathways. So we can see that not a single pathway can produce all 12 precursor metabolites. So combination of the pathways or 2 different pathways can produce a single metabolite. We can see that here. So I hope you understand about the precursor metabolite. Next is role of energy rich compound. We know that energy rich compounds are ATP, we have studied already. ATP is a adenosine 5-triphosphate, generally we call it as ATP. It is a high energy compound and it is generally used as an energy rich compound and most commonly used in practical form of energy. The cell carry out certain processes that they can earn ATP and carry out other processes in which they spend ATP. Means in some pathways they are generating ATP and another some pathways they are utilizing the ATP for the energy production. We have studied in our previous session that energy rich compounds are used during the process of metabolism, during the catabolism and anabolism, where the energy rich compound generated and utilized. This energy rich compound are having high energy molecule, that's why they are considered as a energy rich compound. They are hydrolyzed almost completely to the product adenosine diphosphate, that is ADP. Hydrolysis of ATP is related to another important characteristics of its ability to transfer the phosphoryl group to another molecule. We have studied it in the example of group translocation. In that we have studied that from the ATP the phosphate molecule will be generated and that phosphate molecule will attach to the sugar molecule present outside the cell and that make allowed to enter inside the cell. So in this way the hydrolysis of ATP is related to another important characteristics, to ability to transfer a phosphoryl group to another molecule. Now, here we can see that in the picture, the high energy rich compound are there. In the picture, we can see that nucleotide is attached with the ribose sugar, that is a pentose sugar, and 3 phosphate molecules are there. That's why it is called as a adenosine triphosphate. Here we can see that the high energy rich bonds are there, that is present in a pink color. So bond that releases energy when it will be broken. So when ATP is hydrolyzed, phosphate molecule will be removed and high energy will be generated. That is a 7.3 kilocalorie energy is generated. Here we can see that in this reaction hydrolysis is required for the formation of ADP, that is adenosine diphosphate. So now one phosphate is removed here. So 2 phosphates are again still there for the removal of high energy bond. So this ADP is there. Now that ADP is hydrolyzed again and produce AMP, remove the phosphate molecule and again produce 7.3 kilocalorie of the energy. So that AMP will be generated. Here we can see that again this bond will be break. First here this will broken and ADP is generated. Now this ADP is having one bond and that will be broken and energy is generated. Now only one phosphate molecule is there with the nucleotide and pentose sugar. So that is called adenosine monophosphate, that is AMP. Now the hydrolysis of AMP is generally produce adenosine, and because after the removal of third phosphate we are not having any phosphate molecule, so only adenosine will be there. Phosphate molecule is there, removed from the adenosine monophosphate, and 3.4 kilocalorie energy is generated. So here we can see that no high energy bond is there. This 2 phosphate molecule is only having high energy bond. So the volume of the energy generated when the AMP is hydrolyzed is comparatively less. Here we can see that 7.3 kilocalorie energy is generated, while for the hydrolysis of AMP only 3.4 kilocalorie energy is generated. So that's why these compounds are considered as a high energy compound. Now ATP is a major currency for the cell, but it is not only the energy currency. ATP is an adenosine triphosphate, but not only the single currency for the energy. Here another nucleotide triphosphate that is generally called NTPs have more major roles in a metabolism. They are also having high energy bonds like ATP. We are having the list of that another NTPs here. Here the another NTPs are there like GTP, CTP, UTP, TTP and ATP, and another is acetyl coenzyme. All these are considered as a high energy compound and their structural name has been given and their role in the metabolism here listed. So let's start with the GTP, that is a guanosine 5 triphosphate. They play a major role in the supply of some energy used during the protein synthesis. Next is CTP, that is cytidine 5 triphosphate, and their major role in the metabolism is used as during the lipid synthesis for the energy production. Third is UTP, that is uridine 5 triphosphate, and they are used for the synthesis of peptidoglycan and other polysaccharides. Next is TTP, that is thymidine 5 triphosphate, that is used in the synthesis of compound with porphyrin rings and lipopolysaccharides. And finally ATP, we have seen where the ATP is used. Again adenosine 5 triphosphate, that is used as uptake of nutrient, activation of substrate molecule and biosynthesis of nucleic acid and chromosome. Here we can see that 5 dash is there, so we can avoid speaking 5 dash or we can speak, but generally we call is ATP. So adenosine triphosphate, thymidine triphosphate, uridine triphosphate, cytidine triphosphate, guanosine triphosphate. But I have mentioned 5 dash because to keep in our mind that 5 dash is required. Final is acetyl coenzyme A, that is used for the synthesis of fatty acids. So here we are having the list of energy rich compound except ATP and about ATP also. So I hope you understand about the energy rich compound. The third is role of reducing power. Many steps in the catabolic pathway involve oxidations, means loss of electron, and reduction means gain of electron from the metabolite, and that involves the transport of electron by gaining as well as loss of the electron. In the compound which most often mediate biological oxidation and reductions are 2 pyridine nucleotides, that are nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, that is called as NAD, and nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate, that is NADP. Both are in oxidized form as well as in reduced form present in the cell. So NAD and NADP are more readily from one enzyme to move to another enzyme, means they are rapidly move from one enzyme to another enzyme. This nicotinamide ring resembles like pyridine and sometimes called as a pyridine nucleotide. Vitamin niacin is the source of this nicotinamide moiety. The ratio of NAD to NADH is high, favoring hydride transfer from substrate to NAD to form NADH. Means the molecule NAD is comparatively present in the cell in a high amount to produce NADH, while comparatively NADH, and by contrast NADPH means reduced form is generally present in greater amount than its oxidized form, means NADP, favoring hydride transfer from NADPH to substrate. So opposite reactions, means NAD nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide is present in oxidized form in more amount, while NADPH means NAD, that is a reduced form, present in more amount in the cell. The flavin nucleotide FMN and FAD are also usually very tightly bound to the enzymes called flavoprotein. They are also important reducing power. FAD, NADPH, FMN and NAD are water-soluble coenzyme that undergo reversible oxidation and reduction of in many of the electron transport reaction of metabolism. Now, this reversible reduction of nucleotide generally occurred in a nicotinamide ring only. As the substrate molecule undergo oxidation, by oxidation means giving up two hydrogen, means removal of hydrogen atom, and the oxidized form of nucleotide, that is NAD or NADP, accept that hydrogen and reduction of that molecule occur by accepting that hydride ion and transform to it reduced form, the like NADH and NADPH. Here we can see that during the oxidation, oxygen is added and hydrogen is removed, and that hydrogen is attached with this NAD and NADP and produce NADH and NADPH, that is a reduced form. So I hope you understand all these three precursor catabolites produced during the catabolism, that are precursor metabolites, role of reducing power and role of energy rich compound. These are the list of references which I have used for the discussion of this topic. Thank you.